Hello, this is Pam Brogdon, and we are starting week 3 of our class. My, how time flies when we're having fun. This week we will continue with Chapter 2, and this will be our last week with Chapter 2. You will have your first big chapter test next week, and that is very important. You have one opportunity to do well, and I want you to study so you can do well. But we will talk about that later. I hope you enjoyed the YouTube on context clues, and I hope that you were able to understand how to use the strategies of figuring out unknown words in sentences. Last week you were also given the name of your power partner. I hope by now that you have contacted your partner and y'all have communicated. I'd like for you to make sure you do that weekly. The purpose of Power Partners is to help you stay engaged with the class. Your partner is to support you, to give you encouragement when you're frustrated, and that is what you are to do for your partner. You are to encourage him or her. You are to say, "Great job." If you are having a problem or your partner is having a problem in the course and does not understand something, then perhaps you can help each other out. And of course, I am always available to everyone anytime you need me. That's why I'm here. That's why they pay me the big bucks, as they say. But your power partners are very important. Please make sure that you contact them. You stay in continuous communication with your partner. Get to know them so that you can support each other as the class goes along. Like I've told you previously, there are advantages and disadvantages to online learning. And one of the disadvantages is that you don't have the day-to-day contact with your classmates. So the power partners are an effort to help you develop relationships and friendships with classmates. So please help me with this, stay in contact with your partner, and please, your partner's going to encourage you. Don't wait a week and not go online, because you're going to let your partner be hanging out there without any support. So you've got to stay engaged, you've got to stay in contact, you've got to stay in the class and know what's going on. This week we are going through several smaller things that you're already pretty much familiar with. Of course, you will have your discussion board. And on a side note, let me mention something to you. When you are writing on the discussion board, when you are emailing me or your power partner or anyone else, or you are writing a note, please be aware and be conscious of your spelling, your grammar, and your punctuation. I know that texting is the thing that you do the most, but when you are writing a communication to me or anyone else, you don't spell the way you spell in your text messages. You spell the words correctly. You write complete sentences. You put punctuation at the end of your sentences. You capitalize the beginning of sentences. So please be aware of that, because I am. And I'm giving you this heads up because I want you to be more aware of your written communications and that they are written correctly. So please watch that for me so that you can, you want to present yourself in the best possible light. You never know who is going to read what you have written. So you want all your words to be spelled correctly, you want your sentences to be good sentences, and you want your punctuation to be correct as well. Okay? So we are going to go through some pages in the book, and I'm going to hit on them very briefly. They will all be under your content and your assignments, and you'll look at them more carefully, but I'm just going to go through some of these pages with you. If you'll turn to page 73 in your book, using a dictionary. Now, I know you all know how to use your dictionary, so I'm not going to bore you with going through all this. Just know what a dictionary is used for. And, on page 74, the parts of speech. You can find out what parts of speech a word is. Spellings. You can learn how to spell a word, but you also can look at the dictionary to see how the plural of a word is spelled. And it says, spellings are given for the plural of the word and for special forms. So, know that a dictionary, you've got your guide words, you've got your spelling. It'll teach you how to spell the plurals of words. It tells you all of the meanings. So know that about your dictionary. On page 75, glossary, using a glossary. I know you all know what a glossary is, but also know that the glossary defines words as they are used in this textbook. So the glossary pertains to the book in which you're using. So it defines the words as they are used in that book. That's what the glossary does. It contains words that are unique and special to the subject matter. Okay, so know that. On page 76, a thesaurus. You know what a thesaurus is, I'm sure. But it provides synonyms, that is, words similar in meaning for the word that you look up. So if you look up the word book in the thesaurus, then it may give you another name for book. The same word, a synonym. It will not tell you anything else but a synonym. It won't tell you the origin of the word. It will not give you the plural spelling of the word. It only gives you synonyms. The thesaurus does. Okay? Look on page 78, word origins, and know that the study of word origins is called etymology. And that's just where the words came from, where they were derived from, is etymology. Know that. On page 81, using analogies. And I've got a short lesson for you on analogies on another YouTube, a Brogdon YouTube for analogies. Analogies are fun if you understand how to do them, but it's all about relationships of words. But we'll have a PowerPoint on that shortly. On page 83, acronyms. Now an acronym is, you use them all of the time, but on page 83, an acronym is invented in order to simplify the words of what something is. It's an abbreviation that is pronounced as a word. Acronyms can thus be considered invented words that are often thoughtfully contrived to simplify a lengthy name and gain quick recognition for an organization or agency. For example, UNICEF. We all know that UNICEF is a nonprofit that you give money to for children. It's the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund. Well, that's a long name. So, to simplify that name, we have developed the acronym UNICEF. Sometimes we use acronyms so frequently that they are used as words. For example, radar. Did you know that radar is an acronym? Well, it is, but we thought you would use it just as a word. So the acronym for radar is radio detecting and ranging. RA is used in radio, detecting, D, and A, ranging, R. That's what radar stands for, but we use it as a word. So there are lots of acronyms, and there's an exercise to help you determine about what's an acronym and what's a word that's used as an acronym. So do that one. The next thing I want to go over with you is transitional words. And transitional words are used to indicate the direction of the writer's thoughts. Some transitional words are consequently, however. There's a list of them on page 85, the reader's tip. Go over those so that you can recognize transition words. But know that transition words signal the direction of the writer's thoughts. That's what a transition word does. It signals the direction of the writer's thoughts. And that's in your book. But just know that. And be able to recognize transition words. Okay? Those are the main things that I want you to look at this week. There are some assignments. You will have your vocabulary list for this chapter. Go over your words very carefully. Make sure that you learn the definition. And remember, I told you that research shows that if you write the word and the definition beside it, you are not going to remember it. But you need to make an association or some sort of relationship between the word and the definition that will help you remember that so that you will not forget it. Because as we go through each chapter with our vocabulary words, when we get to chapter 4 on your vocabulary test, you will have words from chapter 2 also. So set up your system so that you can put a relationship or do a mnemonic or something that will help you remember the relationship with the word and the definition. So when you see that word, there's something in it that reminds you of the definition. Okay? All right, next you will do the PowerPoint on analogies, but that is a different link. Don't ever hesitate to call me if you have any questions about anything. I'm here to help, and so is your Power Partner. Don't let your Power Partner down. Stay engaged in the course. Do well. Okay? Have a great week. Bye-bye.